Coco Gauff is the Roland-Garros Women's Singles Champion 2025, her second Grand Slam title from her third Grand Slam final. She is the tender age of 21. Look at the smile on her face. An absolute roller coaster of a final, but the world number 2 comes out on top. It's so nice to see those scenes, to see how she came through from being a set down. We're here in the bowels of Roland-Garros. We're in the perfect place to be speaking to friends, family, coaches. We're going to bring you all the reaction we can to that women's singles final that went over 2.5 hours in length. And I'm delighted to say that here with me to break everything down, former world number 5, Daniela Hantuchova.
Gigi, it's great to be here with you, and I think we are still emotional after that final, and we're going to talk to obviously Coco team, and we already had a chance to chat quickly with her coaching team as well. I mean, how do you keep composed and quiet and calm?
They did a really good job
I
in
feel
the
like
box.
Exactly, but actually both teams,
Yeah.
given that I feel like there was 10 matches in one,
We
especially in
didn't,
that
and we
first
were
set.
neutral.
Yeah,
and we
were
didn't
going
at all.
bananas. So
But for people who are just joining us, let's remind you of how the Roland-Garros title 2025 was won. So this was Coco Gauff serving it out. It had to be in this way that she broke the serve of Arena Sabalenka 9 times. We will break down the match, but Danny, this was when it was won.
Absolutely. I mean, it was crazy. Even the match point kind of summarizes the entire match. There was just so little within both players. Obviously, the conditions extremely difficult. I mean, the wind was changing direction all the time. You can see there, like Arena was expecting that ball to go way behind the baseline, but just the wind took it inside, and she was trying to push the ball over the net and just couldn't find the court. And yeah, Coco, I mean, in disbelief, going down and just showing us how much it meant to her and her mental toughness from the first point until the last. I mean, this is where we saw that champion mentality when she started on the tour. And today, she really underlined it, every single letter by letter of that word champion, because of how did she get through that match? I don't know still.
And I loved how in the press conference ahead of the final, she said, of course I want to win, but it's not everything. You know, the sun will rise tomorrow morning. Other people are going through a lot in the world. And when things happen, they happen. Now, Danny, you can see people coming in.
Yes.
So Danny is giving me the eye. We're delighted to welcome in Candy and
Congrats,
Corey,
guys.
the parents
Well done.
of Coco
Good
Gauff. Thank you
job.
so much
Wow,
for
that
joining
was
us.
impressive.
What an absolute fabulous moment. Candy, describe, I saw you at championship point jumping up and down. Describe your emotions now.
The last 2 weeks of watching her playing so hard, so I was extremely happy and excited for her. You know, she works so hard. When you see your child working day in and day out, and then she stays focused the entire time, and then that point, and that's championship point that she won. So yeah.
Talking about the emotions, how do you keep it all together? Because we were going crazy, so I can't even imagine what you must be going through the match, and yet you seem so calm.
Well, she's calm. I'm hiding my emotions. I don't want anybody to see me. I'm struggling all the way through. I'm in the corner. I'm slamming my iPad down. I don't want to watch, so I don't handle it well. That's why I don't sit in the box, because I bring too much negative energy.
Oh, so you are still hiding, because I saw you at the very end. Because we normally try and play the game of try and find you within the stadium, but you've got really good at hiding.
I find a corner, and I kind of stay in that corner. And if I do something different and she loses a couple of points, then I go back to what I was doing before.
So you are one of the superstitious clubs, right?
Yeah, I hate it too. I don't want to be that way, but I am.
It must be really tough, because you can't do anything. When she's out there, Candy, she's out there alone.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully, one of my jobs is to make sure that I give positive energy, and that she is seeing me being proud and not nervous and not giving off negative energy or negative vibes, and you know, stay strong, keep fighting, keep moving your feet. And if she sees me in the crowd doing those things, then it's going to resonate to her on the court, because you know, you're with someone so long, they know your subtleties, and they can see, or you say one word, they know what you're meaning and what you're saying. So,
exactly
yeah.
why I'm not in there. Exactly why, because I'll do something like this and she gets mad. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take myself out of the equation.
Can I ask where she gets her mental toughness from? Because she's got a phenomenal game, but everyone talks about how mentally strong she is. She's only 21 years of age, yet her mental strength shines above everything.
Well, I think she's got great spiritual strength. and her belief in God, and she trusts herself. And I think as parents, I mean, we got, at least, especially me, I got great self-belief in myself. And so it can be a little, so it can be a little contagious. So I always think that I'm the best at everything, and I tell myself, because if I don't believe it, then nobody else is going to believe it either. So I think that rubs off on her and her brothers, and they treat her the same way. They're always walking around the house so proud of what they're doing. So I think it's kind of contagious that you just got to believe in yourself.
Well, before you go and celebrate and go crazy, we always talk about Coco being incredible soul, incredible person, and everything she brings off the court, and already achieving so much on the court. What are you, as parents, the most proud of?
Well, go ahead.
I think just the young lady that she's developing into. She's very kind to people. She's got great morals. She treats everybody fairly and nicely, and so we respect that about her, and we love that about her. She's growing up to be the young woman we hope she would be.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I hope the celebrations are phenomenal. I know the grass is very soon, but please appreciate this moment, because
Yes.
is there anything planned?
Well, we have to go back to the States, and then in the States, I didn't want to think about it, because I was like, you know what, if she wins, I don't want to think about all the things, but there are a lot of different things that people want to set up and do for her with interviews, so we'll be flying out.
Tonight?
No.
We're going to celebrate a little bit tonight.
Can we change that to a lot?
Yes, yeah, we got some reservations. We're going to have a good time tonight.
Oh,
Well,
Candy
enjoy
and Corey,
yourselves
yeah.
and congrats again.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
speaking
so
to us,
much.
and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you for your time. Well done.
Wow, it's
Wow.
imagine such a proud parent. I cannot imagine. I find it hard enough watching my 9-year-old twins playing under 10 football. It gets very stressful. Can you imagine being in this kind of situation?
No, I really can't, and that's why they are doing such incredible job, because of the person Coco has really become, and the values she brings on the court, and you know, the belief she has in herself and in her parents. And I could go on for hours how much I appreciate we've got Coco in the women's tennis.
And I love the fact they're going to have some good celebrations this evening. We're going to continue to bring you reaction, but it's not just from the winners' camp we want to get the reaction to. It's also from the camp of Arena Sabalenka, and we started to do that a short while ago. I'm delighted to say that we're joined by the coach of Arena Sabalenka, Anton Dubrov. Anton, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. We're in the aftermath, but what is your immediate reflection on the final today?
I mean, it's honestly disappointment straight away, but I think in a few days when we're gonna look on the whole clay season, we can say it's lots of improvement overall. But again, it's for now it's just like just a disappointment, and it was final result.
I know it's not easy right now, but overall, what are you most proud of, Arena, into this year's Roland-Garros? Because I think it was a great tournament, and even the final, yes, tough conditions, but there's been some incredible moments in the last 2 weeks.
I think, as I said, it's overall like improvement on the clay as a player, and there was a few matches where it also was like pretty hard to play, like windy, and she got through. She found the right balance between defense and offense, like attacking. So I think overall I would say she's playing better. Maybe some key moments when she was too rushed in the beginning, in the middle of the first set in the final, it's caused her like more like this like shift gears like in the second set a bit, so she wasn't in the moment. But I think overall I just think that she's just improved much better as a clay player, but overall as a player also.
Would you say in the first week, and especially the first 2 matches, at least to me, I mean, you know better than anyone, Arena was playing her best clay court tennis so far in her career?
I wouldn't say it was the best like clay court tennis, to be honest. I think it was just the time where she was feeling more confident that she can go maybe more risky, so she has more confidence that anytime she can go more to defense, so she played just overall much higher level.
Anton, we appreciate your time, and good luck moving on to the grass.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats
Thank you.
again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anton Dubrov, the coach of Arena Sabalenka, and we really appreciate him coming to speak to us. He was actually one of the first people that came over and spoke, and for them now it's to focus on the grass. I'm very happy to say that Danny and I are joined now by the tournament director, Amelie Mauresmo. Amelie, all the relatives we've spoken to said they stayed very calm. Danny and I were all over the place. As tournament director in your role, were you very neutral and calm? How were the emotions?
No, it was really intense, to be honest. to be courtside, but just very impressed by the way that the girls just really took it out there. They left it all on the court, and the conditions were really, really hard, obviously for both of them. And to produce this kind of tennis in these difficult conditions, well done.
Emily, talking about being proud, just looking back at the last 2 weeks, how happy and proud you are where women's tennis is right now?
Well, I think it was a great tournament. Overall, we had some really, really strong battles from earlier in the tournament than the years before. And as I said earlier in the tournament, I think now women's tennis is getting a bit with more depth.
Yep.
And the matches are getting tougher and tougher earlier in tournaments. So no, it's good. And the final, it was let's say the cherry on the cake in a way of all this tournament.
And we're starting to get the rivalries. We're starting to get those battles, and that's so nice to see the contrast of styles, ages, just all coming together.
No, exactly. And as I said, now you have a few names that are gonna battle very often now for the big trophies, the big tournaments, the big Grand Slams, year after year. And I think it's great for women's tennis.
A word on both of our finalists, Arena Sabalenka. It's tough. 2 Grand Slam finals now, 2 defeats. But boy, is she such a good ambassador as the world number one.
Yes. No, she is definitely, and she's good for the game. She's good for tennis. She's improved so much in the last few years. Also, on clay, obviously, but overall, her game is really, really strong and so much power and so little mistakes in her game.
Yep.
That is quite impressive in my opinion. She's going for the shots. She's not scared. So yeah, a lot of.
And they don't get tired these days.
Yeah, that's right. I
What
just
did we do
played for a
wrong?
long time, and we were more tired when we were playing. No, but it's good. I mean, it's great. It was tough for her. Everyone was feeling the disappointment at the end of the match for Arena. But yeah, she'll learn from it. It's tough tonight. She'll learn from it and come back even stronger than she already is.
Yeah, she certainly was. She still has a good cushion and a place as the world number one, and she moves through now onto the grass. And she has the team around her. We heard from her coach. It's a really good, solid team. If I can move it on to Coco Gauff, we just spoke to her parents. She's 21 years of age. There are still some frailties in her game. She's won 2 Grand Slam titles, and mentally, wow.
Yeah, today it was very impressive mentally from Coco. Physically, obviously, and the game and everything, but mentally, how solid and calm she stayed throughout the whole match. It's a Grand Slam final. It's probably the most tense you're going to be in your tennis life on a tennis court, and she just hang in there. Really difficult start for her. First 5-6 games really complicated. Then she came back into the match, and that was it. Then she was playing better and better as the match was going. So, well done for that.
It was incredible at that 4-1 40 love.
Yes.
And looking at Coco, you would not be able to tell what the score was during the match, right?
No, true. She just, the composure that she had throughout the whole match was impressive. Whether she was winning, losing, feeling good, feeling probably not great at the beginning, we couldn't see anything. And probably that's the reason why she has the trophy at the end of the match.
And I was speaking to Dani earlier. I loved in her press conference before the final when she said, look, of course I want to win, but if I don't, life goes on. People are dealing with bigger things.
Exactly, and then that's what she said on the court also after that. Her entourage and parents are really good to keep her feet on the ground and put perspective into her tennis career as well. And what happens in life overall is much more important than what happens on the tennis court. It's easy to say, it's a bit less easy to actually do it and keep the calm in those complicated situations.
Emily, we appreciate your time. Now, when I spoke to you before Roland-Garros, you were running a marathon. Was that the Madrid marathon? Was that the Madrid marathon?
It was the Biarritz. From I live in Biarritz. So
How did that go?
It went pretty well. 3 hours 34 with a lot of heels and everything. So I'm happy about that. I didn't run since then for the tournament. So next week.
Emily's words, when she says she goes for a run, she's literally sprinting. I can confirm that. So
I wanted to check. Do you have a little bit of downtime, or are you running another marathon?
Maybe at the end of the year. Otherwise, it will be next year.
Emily, Emily, thank you for your time. I hope you get a little bit of a rest, and thank you for the tournament.
Yeah, and congrats on everything.
Thank you so much. We'll let Emily go. So you're spotting who's coming in, Danny. That's your job.
Yes,
so
I'll let you know.
when your
next.
eyes
I think
widen,
yes.
I knew who's starting to come in. But it's true what Emily's saying about the women's game and the question you asked, the strength of depth. It's wonderful to see these rivalries.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only the rivalries we had in today's final, but throughout the tournament, Gigi, the quality of matches and the fights and how close a lot of them went. I was amazed, really. From the first round, I was like, wow, this is going to be an amazing tournament. And I absolutely love, like, we're talking about the cherry on the cake and what Coco said, like you mentioned before in the press, going into the match, okay, there are bigger things in life. And she says that on the court as well. And I think all of that kind of started this wonderful momentum with what Rafa said in his ceremony in front of everyone and in front of Roger and Novak, that, hey guys, at the end of the day, this is just a game. And that's kind of what Coco just said right after the match as well. So I feel overall like we've been so blessed with the emotional and obviously the tennis part that we've been receiving from the players.
We are backstage at Roland-Garros. We're actually outside the player restaurant. It's the perfect place to grab people after Coco Gauff was crowned champion. But we're also getting reaction from the Arena Sabalenka camp. So now let's hear from a very important part of that team. Very happy to be joined by Jason Stacey, the fitness coach of Arena Sabalenka. And Jason, the first thing, thank you for taking the time, because I imagine the emotions are really raw this soon after the loss.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, it just happened. So we got some time to process and discuss things. And later tonight and tomorrow, we'll, sit back and talk about, what's worked well, what we need to work on, and, what's the plan moving forward. So.
A huge congrats on a fantastic tournament despite today. Obviously, to me, Arena was playing her best clay court tennis, especially here in Paris. Have you done something differently in the preparation towards the clay court season this year?
Not necessarily. It's been just an overall long-term goal of just putting the pieces together, adding layers as we go through, physically, mentally, emotionally, just managing all those things. And even, maybe a few things technically and tactically that they've been working on. But overall, it's just part of our plan. This whole thing is a long-term plan for us. We want to be here and we want to stay here for a long time. So.
Talking about long terms, it's always about what's next. So in moments like this, the recovery, is it just, okay, let's go to the hotel and let's have a nice time? Or is it still back to the routine, cooling down on the bikes, doing all the stretching?
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know today. We'll see. But yeah, overall, after tonight, tomorrow we'll catch up, have a chat about, the last few weeks, and then, we'll all have a break, a few days off from each other, and get back together and start over again.
I think what really stands out is the comment she made saying, no one ever believed I could play on this surface, and I had very little confidence. So to see how far she has come, winning Madrid again and then getting through to the final here is a lot to be proud of, and a lot of positives to take forward. Yeah,
absolutely. That was just something that we had to work through initially, was to get over this thing that she'd been told for so much of our life. And, we didn't really understand why. We just, I think we can play very well on every surface. We just, got to do the work and get the right plan in place. So, yeah, I think we're fine.
Jason, thank you so much for your time, and good luck moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, and try to enjoy today despite the loss. Well done, though.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Again, well, I have to look the other way because, that was Jean-Christophe Farrell, the coach of Coco Gauff. I saw your eyes widen and I thought he was stepping in and he ran straight past.
No, but he will come
back. But it was listening to Jason Stacey there, and it's something I think we all wondered about, how he said, I can't believe that she's been told all her life that she can't play on clay, and she didn't have the confidence.
Yeah, it's so much mental with a lot of the players that play very aggressively, serve really well. So we right away think, okay, these guys are made for grass. And then, players listen to what we talk about in media and kind of start to think, well, that's what I guess everyone thinks of me. So they start to believe it. And Jason is so right. Like Sabalenka on clay, balls jumping about the shoulders, like who can generate as much power as she can? So the taller and stronger you can be, that's why she plays so well in Madrid. And I absolutely love Jason for everything he's done with Arena over the years. They've been together for at least more than 10 years, I want to say. And one thing we have to always point out with Arena, because we think naturally she's so strong, physically she's not afraid of working as hard as I can imagine. I mean, she's the reason why I started to think about my retirement when I was for the first time working out next to her, and how much she lifts and stuff. So she is not afraid of the hard work. And Jason has done also such an incredible job, and the rest of the team, just to keep her really humbled. They enjoy the process, as he said. It's all about, long terms and winning, losing. They always have a great time. Obviously tonight is going to be painful, but I'm sure by tomorrow, after tomorrow, they will be thinking about grass and how to go for the Wimbledon title.
Yeah, they're a good team and they're a close team. Jason Stacey, the fitness trainer of Arena Sabalenka. And if you're just joining us earlier, we heard from Anton Dubrov, her coach. I think we should hear from the finalists. Shortly, we will hear from your 2025 champion, Coco Gauff. But let's start with the runner-up, the world number 1, Arena Sabalenka.
Yeah, honestly, guys, this one hurts so much, especially after such a tough 2 weeks playing great tennis and in these terrible conditions, show such terrible tennis in the final. That's really hurt, but it's okay. Anyway, Coco, congrats in these tough conditions. You were a better player than me. Well done on a great 2 weeks, and congrats on the second Grand Slam. Well deserved. You're a fighter, hard worker. So congrats you and your team. Thank you guys for atmosphere. I really enjoy every second out here playing in front of you all, and it was great 2 weeks. Thank you everyone who made this tournament happen. Amelie, thank you for the best hospitality. You took care of us like nobody did, and I really appreciate for everything you've done for us during these 2 weeks. You're the best. Thank you.
The crowd really helped me today. You guys were cheering for me so hard. And yeah, I don't know what I do to deserve so much love from the French crowd, but I appreciate you guys, so merci beaucoup. And yeah, I didn't think honestly that I could do it, but I'm actually gonna quote Tyler, the creator, right here, and he said, if I ever told you I had a doubt inside me, I must be lying. So I would like to leave that with you guys. I think I was lying to myself, and I definitely could do it. So shout out to Tyler, and shout out to you guys. Thank you, Paris.
Still seemed in a little bit of shock there, Coco Gauff, that she is the Roland-Garros champion for 2025.
But I think that's the key to win these titles. I spoke to Francesca Schiavone actually during the match while we were watching, and I asked her how did she feel on the match point, and very similar to Coco. I felt like I was ready to play next point, Francesca says. They are so zoned in. In the finals like this, you can't afford to think, okay, what is going to happen when I win? So that's why we have so many times the wonderful surprise kind of celebrations, because the players are really in the zone and playing it literally point by point, and that's where Coco, that's her biggest strength, her mentality, and really being in the present moment, but at the same time being able to have this unbelievable outlook on life and the perspective. So she does, I would say, both things at the same time, and yeah, you can still see how much in shock she was, just because she was so staying and playing literally point by point and not really thinking about anything else.
She's 21. No. Now, while we were listening in to Coco Gauff and Arena Sabalenka actually walked past us in the restaurant with her hitting partner, other members of her team.
And my eyes are...
Oh, your eyes are opening up. I love this when they do
because
this.
Finally, yes.
Come and join us.
There you go.
No,
Huge
thank you so much for coming to speak to us.
Well
We're
done.
very happy. Joining us now, the coach of Coco Gauff, Jean-Christophe. I think we're going to speak to Matt in a little while as well.
He's there.
He's there. We're going to get the whole coaching team in. But Jean-Christophe, firstly, your reaction to Coco Gauff being the Roland-Garros champion?
I mean, for me, it's obviously first time. And yeah, I just feel like happiness, and I don't know, yeah. That's a little bit crazy. The match was crazy. She started like slowly, like she was down, and after she just like I felt that she just like locked in and like just like tried to run, compete, put the ball in the court and she was like and yes, and then 3-1 on the third set. She had I think 2 break points, but nothing to say. And after, win came back. Obviously, and the end of the match was crazy. But like, I mean, she's amazing.
Was there because the match was so up and down and so crazy? Was there actually a point in the match where you were sitting there thinking, "Well, hold on a second, I think we've got this," or not at all?
Yeah. Yes. Second set and beginning of third set.
Okay.
I really thought like she was. As I said, she was in a bubble.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, in the zone. Yep.
And in the zone, and she was doing great, and I was like really feeling that Arena didn't get really solution.
Yep.
And so after, as I say all the time, like people have tendency to forget that Coco is only 21.
We just talked about
And
it.
and yes, and I mean, you know that better than anyone. But it's so tough to handle all this emotion in a court, even when you're 30 years old, and what she's able to do at this young age, with everything she has still to work on her game. There is so many areas on her game that she needs to work on. We all know that, yeah. But she's just physically and mentally, like, I think, really, really tough.
We talk about Coco being the incredible champion she already is, incredible person off the court. You as a coach, what are you most proud of?
Yes, actually, I'm like, watching the third set, I was like, okay, she gonna win, she gonna lose. She's just like always giving her best, like on match, on practice. She never complained. She never say, oh, I'm tired. I'm like, and as I always say, we are just trying our best, like her, like the team, and I mean it's only tennis, but what we love with her and the family is how simple she is, like, because she really is like she show on when she talks to the. So she's really amazing girl.
Can I ask if you're still in shock or you're naturally this calm and laid back? Because you are very relaxed. It'd be great to look up into the player blocks and see you there. You're very calm.
I think you were too focused on the match, because if you were focused on me, no. Obviously, I think it's important for a coach to not to show what's happening inside. Yeah, of course, it's crazy. Of course, it's crazy.
And I remember reading an interview.
Coach would say that they are calm. I think they are liars. Or like, yeah.
I remember reading an interview with you, and I spoke to her parents about this, about her mentality, because as you touched on, she's only 21 years of age, yet, boy, everyone would love to be that mentally strong.
Oh, yeah, she's it's not me, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so since everything's so simple and, we've got such a wonderful perspective on life from her parents, from Coco, I want to know who is in charge of tonight's celebration, because it's still in a neutral place.
He's asking everybody about the celebrations.
Yes, so as a coach, will you take charge? Because someone is
Yes, I'm gonna with Maria, the physio, and yes, we are.
So you have a plan what's happening and until 2 a.m.
We're going to celebrate,
okay,
for
all
sure.
right, okay.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And we are going to let you get to those celebrations, and we really appreciate your time, and congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you so
win.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate everyone coming to speak to us. You just want to talk about the celebrations.
We just want to
Matt,
find out more about how we're going to celebrate.
You come in between us.
Yes.
That's always her first question. Matt Daly, the other half of the coaching team for Coco Gauff, joins us. The first question has to be, Matt, your reaction to Coco Gauff being crowned champion.
I'm not sure it's really set in yet. I think I'm like still in match mode, so I always try to stay pretty level even during the match. So, good question. Mostly happy for Coco, and finally getting the title at 21 sounds a little strange, but she's been close so many times, and just really happy for her mostly.
And just to show you again the moment when she won it and the emotions, what did you feel at this point?
I thought she had it on that ball that looked like it was out on the first match point. So, amazing for her to actually mentally reset after it looks like you won a title, and then to come back few points later and win. So even then, we weren't sure at first. So just pure elation from Coco. Yeah.
I already asked that question, I think, 3 times in the last 5 minutes. But was there a stage in the match where you felt like, hold on a second, I think we've got this, or not really?
I don't think as a coach you ever feel that way. I definitely don't. I mean, it's always a roller coaster, and she tries to play her game just kind of one point at a time, and I try to take that same philosophy. So as a coach, I don't think you're ever really totally comfortable.
And I want to go straight into the celebration thing, because we obviously have been praising Coco now for the last couple of minutes, talking about her game and everything, but no one seems to be taking care of the celebrations tonight. So are you going to be the one?
JC is the Parisian, so I think we should probably leave it up to him.
Right.
It's his hometown, so
Okay.
I'll be there, that's for sure. I'll be ready.
Matt, let me ask you that there's so much chatter in the press when it comes to her game, the forehand and the serve and things that can get better and breaking down, etc., etc. Since you started working with her at the end of last year around the Tour finals, what changes have you noticed? Because she seems like someone who's very receptive to instructions and to making changes.
What have I noticed in terms of changes? I mean, I think at this level, they're all little things. So, I mean, I think, her forehand and serve have gotten better, but, I think they were always good at times in the past. So maybe just a little bit, more consistent, a little more clear with her mindset and her game and playing aggressive. So, yeah, all credit to Coco. Also to be willing to make minor changes while playing. I think most players aren't. So really, I think she deserves the credit for being willing to work on her game and compete at, big tournaments.
And how do you find that balance? Because obviously we praise Coco's mentality and what a champion's attitude she has. And that comes with a lot of, I wouldn't say stubbornness, but, knowing what she wants to do. And at the same time, as a coach, finding a way to actually push through when you feel like there has to be changes done. And at the same time, knowing where to step back and let her do her own stuff.
Yeah, I think the fall was really about trying to make a few changes and work on her game, and really amazing she was able to compete while doing it. Never mind, I think, even being willing to do it. So like I said, credit to her for being willing to work on it. It is fine lines, right? As you get closer to bigger tournaments, maybe you're not working quite as much on those technical changes. This part of the season gets a little bit trickier. So like I said, just her willingness to try to improve is amazing.
Matt, we appreciate your time. Congratulations again, and enjoy the celebrations. Before you start thinking about the grass, please enjoy these celebrations.
We definitely will. Yeah, I
thanks for
appreciate
your
it.
time,
Yeah, okay,
and
thank
huge
you.
congrats.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you so
Matt
much.
Daly, one half of the, well, to both halves of the coaching team now. You have tried really hard to get invited to the celebrations this evening, and it hasn't gone that well so far.
No, but I just love the fact that, there hasn't been obviously any celebration prepared, and how simple everything is with Coco, her parents. And I'm going to say it one more time, I think the parents, both of them, do such an amazing job just keeping Coco really humbled and grounded and just making really things very simple and understanding that it's all about the bigger picture really and perspective on life.
Because she has brothers, and so the parents can't always be there. Candy does a fair amount of travelling with Coco. Dad's not always there, and if he is, he's hiding somewhere. But I think it's those family values, and when you hear her speak, even from a very young age, she spoke so well, and she uses her platform so well, and it's not just about the tennis for her.
And I think also they are a great example as a family that if you really want to achieve something very special, the parents have to be there for the kids. They have to be involved, and especially in today's world where there are so many distractions, I think Coco's parents are the best example that, you need to make sure that your kids are focused on the right values and that they go after their dreams, whatever that is. It doesn't have to be tennis, doesn't have to really be sports, but they do such an amazing job. They are there for their kids all the time, and being athletes themselves, they know better than anyone what it means to have a very supportive team around you, and they're a huge part of Coco's success as well.
We have another singles final to come. That's tomorrow. We're going to be back together after it. Now, I don't want to ask you for a prediction because... Actually, no, I can ask you for a prediction. Let's do this. Carlos Alcaraz, Jannik Sinner, defending champion against Sinner in his second tournament back from his suspension. Early thoughts?
Well, I did pick Carlos before this tournament.
Right.
But so did I pick Arena as well. And already proved me wrong today, and I'm super, super happy I was wrong for Coco, because obviously for her fighting spirit, although I do feel Arena deserves the title as well. And I feel it's the same on the men's side. Like, we could not ask for a better final. So I'm going to say I picked Carlos before, but seeing how Jannik dealt with Novak, playing, I think, one of his best tennis performances and how he's been sailing through his matches, I feel like we can't ask for a better final. The quality of the game will be insane from the first ball.
I feel you sort of given me nuts, but not. You
Not
were like,
really,
oh,
no.
I picked him,
No,
but I'm not
because
sure about
that's what
him,
I had
and
to
he's
write.
played really
I mean,
well.
That's part of our job. I really want both of the guys, just like I wanted both girls to win the title
Okay,
today.
it's not
Like,
going to happen.
there should be some other option. I don't know what I'm saying here, but I just want both guys to win because I think they are playing their best tennis. Yes, Yannick was away for a little bit, and maybe he doesn't have as many matches, but maybe he's a little bit fresher, and the way he's been playing is just crazy tennis. Carlos, I mean, he said it himself. I felt like I couldn't even miss the ball. So when you hear the players actually praising their game, you know where the tennis, one way or the other, it is going to be incredible final, and I'm not going to pick anyone. That's where I'm going to
And no celebrating with the Gauffs this evening, because I need you back here tomorrow after the fight. I don't want you getting lost in Paris.
So, but tomorrow
tonight.
I can try to squeeze
You
myself.
can get to the celebration tomorrow, but not
Okay,
tonight.
well, I didn't have any luck, as you could tell.
Actually, that's true. So you will be here tomorrow. Danny, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you
time.
so much. It
Your
was such fun,
company.
Gigi.
Daniela Hantuchova with me as we celebrated Coco Gauff, her first Roland-Garros title. Remember, runner-up here in 2022, a second Grand Slam title after winning the US Open in 2023 and her first title in 2025. She was always the world number 2. That will not change, but solidifying her place. She's the youngest American to win the Roland-Garros singles title since Serena Williams in 2002. She did it in just over 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 6-4 in the third. Coco Gauff is your Roland-Garros Women's Champion for 2025. What a ride. But Coco Gauff is your champion. We'll see you tomorrow.